ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to us on the Broadway Podcast Network over here on Broadway World, social media, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you are, however you found us. I'm so excited you have us here. You know, a lot of our guests that watch every week live in the DC I just learned it's called the DMV area. Listen, here's my beef about that. See, I live in Detroit. Okay. And and I'm not judging the teams that live in the DC area, even though they're not as good as us. Don't talk about the playoffs with the Lions. That was a fluke. Steven is backstage right now, pointing and costing me. Don't. So even though we are rivals now, and see, I live in Detroit, like 7 Mile and Woodward. I'm not one of those people that say they live in Detroit, but they live in Livonia and Royal Oak. No, I am in the city. I just want you all to know that. So Steven, and he's got a falsetto voice that people are going to be swooning. Smile, he's up there, sing. Oh, and then he talks with a deeper voice in the beginning of the song when he's like, hey, can I come over? Smile, you need to hear this song is out here. Steven Thad, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you so much.
DC in the house.
Yep, DC DMV in the house. I wouldn't say the Commanders win over you guys was a fluke, but that's just a personal opinion. That's all I'm saying.
Steven, it's a touchy subject.
I know. It's a touchy subject. I know.
Not because I like football, but because I bought my living room furniture on a weekend where, if the Lions win the Super Bowl, then they give you your furniture for free.
Oh,
why'd your team take my money, Steven? I was ready to get my free couch.
I'm so sorry. On behalf of the Commanders and the entire DMV area, we definitely apologize. You all are a fantastic team. I do love you guys a lot. I love Detroit a lot too. I do.
Well, Detroit loves you, and Detroit loves good old R&B, good singing, melodies, and background vocals that are for days on your album and your voice. And our friend Lots of Lattes, Janelle, is out there in Maryland, and she reps the DMV area as well. And she got to check out Steven when he's out singing somewhere, Janelle. So you, from what I understand, I have questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you grow up singing in church? You were in a gospel family group.
Yeah, I grew up singing in church. Before we were even a gospel family group, my sisters and I, we were singing our parents would take us to choir rehearsals a lot of the time. And unbeknownst to them, we were cataloging the songs that they were learning in choir rehearsal in our heads. And then we would go back home in our room and recreate the rehearsal, recreate the songs. And our parents heard us one day. They said they thought it was the radio. And they went upstairs and realized that it was the three of us that were singing. And the rest was history after that.
And that was it. So what's it like to sing and practice with your family? It's one thing to have a friend down the street. You all live together. You're stuck together.
Right. We are stuck together. Absolutely. But even with us being around, I feel like our chemistry is embedded in our DNA so much. It's natural for us to piggyback off of one another. Not even just when we sing, but when we talk too. There was something that my sister and I did the other day. We said the exact same thing at the same time. And maybe 10 seconds later, we said the same thing again at the same time. And I was like, how are you reading my mind right now? So you can imagine what synergy kind of shows up when we actually sing together too. And it really is magical. I love my sisters so much.
I love that. Are you the only boy? Is it you?
I'm not actually. I have 2 younger brothers and 2 younger sisters. I'm the oldest of 5.
Oh, you all are like the whole Sound of Music. You all are
Exactly.
While we're talking, I want people to know that the single Smile is streaming wherever music is heard. So you definitely want to check it out. If it's a Friday night or a weekend and you're going to have a little romantic moment, it is definitely a song. Or your loved one is coming home from work and you want to say, hey, I haven't seen you smile in a minute. This is the song to send them for sure. And we can follow Steven on Instagram, Steven_that over on the IG. Is that right? Did I know?
That's all perfect. Thank you.
I get so nervous now because I've made some typos, and then the guest comes on and they say, I love that, but my name is not spelled that way.
No, but you got it perfectly right. I understand the struggle.
Spell check has saved my life. So and the album and the chart and all of I love this cover because it gives me all the throwback R&B vibes that I hear when I hear your song. So tell me, tell me how this song came to you. What is the song about?
Got you. So I recently have been working with a label in the UK called Expansion Records. The last project that I put out was called Love R&B, and so I pitched them songs for that from that album, and they're like, "Yeah, these are good songs, but we're looking for something that's a little more like mature, a little more sultry, like a little more advanced in regards to like a song topic when it comes down to love and being in love and things like that." And so I was like, I work with a fantastic producer named Dana Saray. He's known my family for years, and I've personally grown with him artistically, just shadowing him over the last maybe 5 or 6 years. And so we've developed a chemistry with how we interpret each other musically. So I just hit him up and I was like, "Yo, Unc, are you down to kind of help me put this new sound for myself together?" Which kind of coincides perfectly with me showing my maturity as I grow up. I'm going to be 30 next year, which I know is still a baby age to some people, but I remember being like 10 years old and thinking 30 was the oldest age on the planet. And now I am about to be 30. I'm a grown man. And so I thought it would be really nice for the music to reflect that, especially in the context of a genre that I love so much, and that's R&B.
Same. He's going to be 30. Oh. Well, coming to you from, I'm going to be 42. I will tell you.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Oh, and then he gave an "oh wow" like
no, not like that. Listen,
wrinkly man. No, I'm kidding.
You don't look like it though. You look young.
I'm kidding. When I say that is, you're right, because 30 is grown, and then you're tired of playing around in these streets with these young people, and you need some grown people music. And I love grown people music.
Yes, me too. I do.
I don't need to be drinking at the club or out here with all different types of people. I want grown. This is grown people. This is cook your person dinner and play some good music.
That's it. That's it right there. Right there. That's the vibe.
That's the vibe. So can I talk about, firstly, have you always had that falsetto?
So yes, I would say the answer is yes. And I say that because I got to go back to my sisters and I singing. We play around so much. I end up playing around with them in my falsetto because their voices are naturally higher than mine. So whenever I joke around, I try and be like, "Yeah, I can sing that note just like you." And I be hitting that falsetto. I never actually tried to tap in it from an artistic perspective before until now. And then my producer, I started playing around in the studio a little bit. And he was like, "Yo, you should kind of live in this pocket a little bit. There's like a magic here." And I was like, "I trust you." Okay. Like, I mean, I see it, but like in my head, I'm still thinking, man, I'm just kind of playing around with falsetto like that. But no, he said, "No, you need to live in this pocket for a little bit." And then we got Smile.
You got Smile. And it gives like all the vibes of like, I don't know, D'Angelo, or it gives vibes of, I was listening to Major before, and when he sings, "This is why I love you."
Yes.
Like grown people, good R&B music that people are singing for days. That's what you're going to get when you hear. So what you have background singers on here too that are also singing singers. Like your whole production of this piece is beautiful. So how do you work? Is it the song comes first, the instrumentation comes, you all jam together? Like, how does it all work, and how do you put it together?
Got you. So I will admit my process as an individual songwriter is a lot different than my process with writing with Dana and his daughter. That's who's on the background vocals. It's myself, Dana, my producer, and then his daughter, who's also named Dana. Dana J is her name. She's an artist as well. And so with this particular track, I think he had actually started with picking through different sounds that he thought would fit for a completely different vibe. Like, we hadn't even gone into Smile with the intention of creating a brand new song. It was supposed to be a remix of a different song. And so we stumbled upon it. He kind of got the bare bones of the beat together. And we were like, "Yo, what if we just made a whole new song over top of this beat?" And that is when we started brainstorming lyrics. After he had laid the beat out for us to kind of sink into and have a foundation for, we were like, "Okay, we can build off of this. Like, how this is a mature sound. So like, what are we trying to say? Oh, what's going on with you? How have you been? It seems like you're not yourself. And you've never been this way from what I can tell. Like, we get into the love, deep into the love." And I love it.
I love it. Listen, create a Spotify playlist, send it to your person, and show them some love. It is really a beautiful song. I love it. Has it been fun? Have you gotten the chance to perform it live? Are you ready to perform it live? Like, I'm ready, Steven. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready to perform it live. I'm getting elements together for that now, just to get to really sort of maximize the type of performance that I want to put together to create a full experience for the song visually to complement the song. And so I've been workshopping and getting my performance elements together so I can perform it live and it go over really, really well live. So that's what I'm working on now. Stay tuned because that day is coming.
It's coming. Stay tuned. That's why we got to be following and stay up to date.
Follow.
And when you go follow Steven, you can go to the link tree and then no matter where you listen to music, no matter what platform you pay or get for free or whatever, however young people get music these days, you can stream it wherever music is heard. So it's available wherever you are listening to music. I saw when I was doing some research to talk to you, like your songs have been played like around the world. Like they're up in charts in UK. You're hitting numbers, and on different radio platforms, et cetera, and different playlists and podcast lists and et cetera. And what's it like to feel the reception when someone reaches out to you and says, this song moves me, or I've added it, or they're putting it in the back of their TikTok reel? I don't know. What's it like when you see that your music is hitting the feelings that you wanted to hit?
Right. It's all honestly such a surreal experience to know that your music is resonating with somebody out there. You created in a bubble initially, and you're always thinking about the listener on the other end, but you never really know what they think until you release it and put it out there in the world. So people don't have to invest in your music, and they don't have to invest in your career. So when they do reach out and when they do like a post, or when they do recommend it to their friends or share it on their story, or even comment and say, like you said, that it moved them, the lyrics moved them, or the melody moved them, that is something that a songwriter and an artist can only dream of when it comes down to the music that they make. It really, I feel like I can speak for that community and say that when you put as much care as you do into the art that you make, it really means so much to know that somebody out there resonates with it, and it means something to them too.
When was the moment you realized that you wanted to try this R&B pop kind of world, that you wanted to lean out of the family and the church world and lean into the secular music?
Yeah, right. I guess they still call it that now. I think honestly, it started in college. I think for a lot of my childhood, we could only listen to gospel music growing up. I was fortunate because the gospel music that I did listen to was actually super banging, like that. It really informed a lot of who I am musically. So I never felt like I was lacking in, I guess, sonic diversity growing up listening to music. But I did feel like there were as I started to mature, I felt like there were certain aspects of life that I couldn't really talk about in the gospel world, and that lean more so into R&B and pop. And so like when I was in college, I had a lot of friends who were really into rap. And so I really got into Kendrick and the Migos. The Migos were mad popular when I was in college, but we also got into the Destiny's Child bag for me, and Beyonce. That was like my first true real introduction to my favorite artist on the planet, and that's Beyonce. And then that palette of mine began to diversify itself, and I realized that there was so much more that I could express in these other genres of music, and that didn't make them any less valuable than the genre that I grew up listening to. And culminating all of that with the initial notion that I knew I always wanted to be an artist in some way, I think the culmination of all of that really led to the birth of Stephen Thad after college.
I love that answer. That's a good answer.
Thank you.
I'm not that old. I mean, I could stir fry with the Migos. That was a little
yeah, you know.
So, and that leads me to the next, because it's funny. My partner, my husband, is a pastor's son, and he grew up. And you ask him, and he'll say, "We had to only listen to gospel music." He's like, and we're in Detroit. And he's like, "I can't listen to the Winans because my dad only had a Winans cassette, and it was all we played. So when I hear it, I get PTSD of the only, like that's real life. That music was not accessible to you." I saw your Spotify. I'm going to ask you a question, a deep dive, Stephen.
Yes.
Spotify Unwrapped, which is on Instagram. And I
Uh-huh.
see that you love the Kendrick and the Beyonce and the pop divas, the singing singers, if it's the Arianas and the divas and the rappers. But your number 5 most listened to artist is The Fifth Dimension.
Yes. It was the Fifth Dimension. And I can explain why.
I love it.
It's a very interesting story. So my grandmom, she passed away last year in May. And that style of music that the Fifth Dimension sings is the music that she loved the most. She loved the 70s, she loved the 80s, she loved Motown. Diana Ross was everything to her, the Supremes. She could have been a Supreme herself. She really could have. And so going after her death, I began to like go through her iPod actually and just look at all of the songs that were on her old iPod. She had Marvin Gaye, the Supremes, Smokey Robinson, she had the OJs, and then I stumbled upon Fifth Dimension. And I remembered hearing their song Let the Sunshine In when I was a kid. I think it was on the end credits of a Recess movie on Disney back in the day. And I said, yo, I really would love to get into more of what this group is about. And next thing you know, I was on Spotify just listening to their catalog over and over again. And it really, even now, like I just went through their catalog again yesterday even. And when I listen, I feel so much closer to my grandma. And I'm grateful for even the musicality that she was able to introduce to me through the music that she loved.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah.
I love them. I think that they're like harmony singing and their
Yes.
style. They are singing fools up there.
Singing the harmonies. And I had no idea the length of their discography until I did the deep dive. And that really that speaks to my old soul nature too, because I still got that old like I love a good harmony. I love good lyrics. I love good melody live singing. And I get that from my gospel roots too.
Absolutely. I say that all the time, like like in gospel and in country, I mean, even if country's not your thing, but that's where they're writing music. Like that's where they're with chords and structure and telling stories and gospel and then you take that and flip it and then make your own great single, which is out right now. Like take all the things you've learned and put it out in something like Smile. I was so proud of that question, Stephen, because I was like, oh, I did my crack research. I'm gonna find specific questions. Why? No, but I love that, and you could hear all of the inspiration in your music. So, what is the goal? What is there a full album? Is there more singles? What is the next chapter for you after this is out and about?
Yes, so I'm definitely going to be putting more singles out. I want to do a soul album. I love albums in general. I feel like I want to become an album, to really morph into being an album artist in the same way that Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce do their thing, and Victoria Monet and all of these wonderful people. So I definitely want to do a soul album that really serves as my ode, or continues my ode rather, for R&B from my last project. And I think that the reception that I'm getting from Smile is going to really inform the direction that I lean into for the album.
I love it. I hope people like the R&B heads that are out here, and I moved to Detroit from New York 7 months ago.
Wow.
They root for the R&B experience here. Like you are an R&B artist here, and they are lined up around the block. And it makes me think of the time growing up in the 90s and early 2000s when R&B was up and popping. And that's what the vibe that you gave. And there's so many people out here who are dying for that music to continue and keep going. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah, it's the least I can do for such an incredible community of music listeners and music lovers, especially Detroit. Y'all got, like you said, the Winans, the Clark sisters. Like there's so much rich musical history in that area. That's just beautiful. It's amazing.
It's so funny because I teach during the day, and we went to the Motown Museum today,
Oh,
and
wow.
I had never been inside, and I think of like the lineage of artistry. And if you take young Stevie Wonder and young Michael Jackson and young Smokey Robinson and you lead it to someone like Kendrick or Beyonce or like these artists led and paved the way through segregation and through the 70s and 80s and civil rights and fought the fight so that we can put out music like Smile and everybody can enjoy it. And it really is not something to take lightly.
Yes, it isn't. And I'm great. I stand on the sacrifices and the trailblazers before me that laid the groundwork for me to even be here talking to you, like you said, about an R&B single that sounds like it came from that era of music. I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for musicians like the ones that you just mentioned paving the way for me.
Well, when you come to Detroit with your music, then I'll take you for a coney dog. I'll take you to the Clark Sisters Church. It's right
Yeah.
around the corner from my house.
Oh, for real? I've
Yes.
always wanted to go there. I have.
Oh, come on. Karen
Oh,
is
I'm coming
right.
to
Miss
Detroit.
Karen. Miss Karen, we're coming in.
Yes.
I have,
I will hold you on that because I'm gonna make my way to Detroit. I promise you, I will.
I gotta go with you because I'm scared to go to that church because I gotta clap and I don't own a
Oh
tambourine. And
I'll help you. Yeah,
please
I'll
help
help
me.
you along. Yeah, so you won't feel isolated or out of the loop with anything. I got you.
Perfect. Yeah, but I could sing. I could sing the music. I just can't. Oh
Clap
boy.
the rhythm. Yeah.
Let's keep the white man home. No,
No. Come out. No. We definitely, I feel like, especially myself, I want to make sure I show love to everyone, who even the people who necessarily wouldn't have R&B as their main genre of choice. It's important that we always show love.
Well, this music is for everybody, and everybody's got something they're going to enjoy it. So I implore you to share it with somebody today, or just rock on with it on the treadmill and your ride home, clean your house, whatever you're doing. That's going to give you the vibes. Learn it, sing along, try to get those high falsetto notes up there. Our homework assignment, we're going to follow Steven on Instagram. We're going to click the link in his bio so we can go get Smile wherever Smile is streaming. If you're on Spotify, Tidal, Apple, whatever, YouTube, Amazon, it's available everywhere that music is out and about. And check out all the, because this takes time and work and artwork, and that's why I love albums too, because you tell a story. So this is going to be a piece of a longer puzzle. So stay up to date and up to speed on what you're doing. Thank you for hanging out. You're fun.
Thank you so much. You're amazing too. Yes. And y'all feel free to respond to me, comment. I'll respond back to comments and DMs. If you want to shout me out on your stories, I'll make sure to repost you. I want to get to know you guys because this is my first time really emerging into the scene. And I want to build a community where we all feel love and we all feel acceptance and we all feel comfort.
I love it. Well, we're here for the ride. I'm already following. We'll be sharing. And then and next time you have another single or a project out or a live show coming up, you make sure to come on back and your home. Our show is your show anytime.
Absolutely. I'll definitely be back. You are
even if you live in DC.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all love. It's all love.
It's all love.
Yes,
it's all love.
Honestly, I would have been happy with anyone beating the Chiefs. I think it was time for them. I got love for the Chiefs. I do. But I think it was time for somebody else to win this time.
Yes, I agree. Even if, come on, Philly. I was here for it.
Yep. I was here for Philly. They beat us, but I was like, you know what? I don't know if we would have been able to beat the Chiefs. So I'm glad that the Eagles were able to be the ones to do that. And again, nothing against the Chiefs. I love y'all. I do. But I just think it was time. We just needed something different.
Look, I'm a Jersey boy. So one thing I could agree on, Steven, is us East Coast, we're on the East Coast, that swing. So from Boston down to wherever, Atlanta, we East Coast represent. So represent Steven. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. I had a fantastic time.
Same.